Guys, welcome to another edition of the Squeegee podcast, in particular, the MiniPods. I've had so much fun this week talking to different people, getting excited for the IWC convention, and I wanted our last one to be special. So I got two of the coolest guys I know. We've got Jason Gulick. We've got Mark Deeds Klodzinski, and they are the pair that make the podcast that we all know, the Goo and Deeds podcast. Welcome, you guys. How's it feel to be on the other side of the questions today?
It feels good. Feels good. Questions, rapid fire.
Yeah, no, actually, it's funny. We were just talking off air. It's like I think I've only done one other podcast, but we've hosted almost 150. So yeah, it's different. It's different. It'll be great though. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, all this means is the pressure's off of you guys. You just got to be yourselves. You guys are awesome. You guys just naturally just have a lot of energy. So we want you to bring that in there, help me out. So I can be energetic too, because I always thrive off of whoever my guest is. So, but I've been wanting to have you guys on. I know you guys are super busy, man. You guys do 3 podcasts a week. That is amazing for me, who usually does just 1 a week. And this week I've done 4 in a row, man. I am exhausted. I'm actually hoping my voice doesn't go out in the middle of this, because I don't usually talk this much. So, but I've just been able to talk with some really cool people this week. And you guys, I do want to get into, kind of how you got started and everything, because you guys had a really cool story. But mainly the Goo and Deeds podcast, I've heard it explained. I think it was explained on the Squeegee Life podcast as it's the Good Morning America for window cleaners. Right, it's in the morning. It's 6:30 Arizona time. So 5:30 when the clocks switch over. And it's at, what is it at? So 8:30 Eastern, right?
Yeah.
So that's early. That's where we're all
7:30 Central.
We're loading our trucks. We're thinking about our jobs. We're kind of getting ready. Maybe we're heading to our first job, and we get to listen to you guys talk to really interesting people. But you guys have such a really positive vibe. So first, I know since you guys are used to being the ones that ask the questions, and maybe not a lot of people know both of your backgrounds. So first, can each of you talk a little bit about how you got into window cleaning, and then how you guys met and got the idea for the podcast? So let's start with you, Jason. First, how did you get going during doing windows?
So I was in between gigs. I couldn't keep anything down. Like I couldn't keep a normal job. I'm kind of ADHD, like a lot of us window cleaners. I was also, when I was younger, man, I was a party animal and alcoholic. I just couldn't get my act together. And window cleaning was offered to me from a friend of mine, Billy Sloan. His old man had a company, and I started doing that for him. 2003 or 2004, something like that. I did it for about a year, a season, something like that. And then I always did it like as a side hustle, in between gigs, obviously, and whenever I needed cash. But I love the fact that I could always get cash by cleaning windows. And in 2012, I started Streak-Free AZ window cleaning. I kind of unfortunately still live that same lifestyle, even though I had a family, and I just wasn't making the best choices. And in 2019, I stopped drinking and took the business and my life and my friends and my loved ones more seriously, and listened to what they'd been telling me for many, many years, and that was to quit drinking. So I did that, and I was 40 years old and trying to learn how to live life. I had lived 25 years of that lifestyle, and trying to start a business again. Even though I had the business, I was trying to restart it again, trying to do it all the right way. And, I was trying to repair relationships and, make my girlfriend, who I didn't even know if she was going to continue to be with me, love me still, and, do a family and a business and all of that, and not drink. That was the most important thing. And then the business just took off in COVID, and I never looked back again. There's no sense in it. I'm good at what I do. People like the service. I like the actual work, and it's been, as Sammy Sosa once said, been very, very good to me.
That's awesome. What about you, Mark?
Back in 2018, my wife and I, we had 2 kids, and we decided we were either going to take them to Disney World for a week, or we're going to have a third. So we're like, you know what? Let's just have a third kid. Either way, it's $9,000, however which way you look at it. So we decided we're going to have a kid. So I work from home as a dispatcher. So I was on the computer. I'm Target applications to apply part-time to restock Target stores. And a lady stops in front of my house with a clipboard. I'm like, oh, that's the deeds lady. So I run out. It's like, hey, Deb, what's up? Oh, you got some black stuff on the side of your house. We're just sending letters in the spring. Everybody's going to get a letter in the neighborhood. It's nothing personal. I was like, all right, cool. So I go back in the house, and so I told my wife, I'm going to start a pressure washing business. Everybody in the neighborhood's got a dirty something. That's what I'm going to look at. So I spent hours researching the background, the business. Mr. Deeds, I came up with that on the spot. I just, we watched the movie Mr. Deeds, or I did the night before, and the Deeds lady had called up to the door, or not to the door, but, Mr. Deeds pressure wash. So that started word of mouth and referrals, got me the first couple jobs. The first job I did was free. She just gave me a free whatever on it. Then I got the call for, hey, do you clean windows? Like, heck yeah. What do you need? So I went and got all the window stuff, practice, went to her house, knocked out my first customer. A couple of months later, I had another customer. Hey, do you clean French panes? I'm like, geez, there's like 500 something panes in her house. So jumped into water fed. COVID happened. My son was born 10 months after we started the business, or after I started.
Wow.
So God was really quick on
same with
answering
me.
that call.
That's just how
but
that
COVID
works.
happened after he was born. Baby came out. COVID happened, so I was able to, because my business was fresh, I was able to offer, electronic estimates, electronic invoices, Square credit card reader via online, contactless bullshit, just communicating a lot through the web. So got good referrals in next door, good Facebook neighborhood pages. So it kept me busy. And so I've been busy, doing that. So after that happened, went back full time with my father-in-law dispatching, doing this part-time, and then recently jumped back into cleaning windows and pressure washing full time.
Got it. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys have really cool stories. Yeah,
my son
kids didn't enter my picture
my son
for like another 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had to deal with kids right away.
I got 3 now. So Henry, he's turning. Yes. Yeah. Kids. Yeah. And we even homeschool our kids too. So I've got 2 homeschooled, and our youngest one, Henry, does kindergarten at a church school. So next year he'll be doing first grade at home, etc. So it's a busy house.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. So you guys, when did you meet? So you guys have both been doing, Jason, you've been doing Windows for a while. Deeds, you've been doing it for a little bit, and then you guys meet where? Like, where do you guys make contact?
Well, we bumped into each other the first time at the huge 2024, I think. And then, the IWCA last year, 2025, came up, and a lot of people were talking about it in the rooms. And when I mean the rooms like Window Cleaning Nation. Shout out to them. And Pro Window Cleaning, shout out to them as well. So, Mark and I, we see each other's content a lot. We always had good, positive interaction with one another. I had put it out there that I was going to be going and driving. Mark said, hey, in the rooms, hey, I'm going too. If anybody wants to link up, let's do it. And Mark's crazy ass hits me up. We had started texting each other, more friendly than just in the chat rooms and whatever. And he texted me like, I don't know, on a Saturday or something. He's like, hey, I'm going to go a day early. You want to roll early? And I was like, damn, let me, it sounds great. Let me see if my wife's okay with it. and Deeds is where you usually drop in on my wife.
Meet the strange dude in Vegas for a day.
Yeah. So
I met this weirdo. He wants to go do something in Vegas.
Yeah.
That'll go over well.
Like I timed it to where when I picked him up from the airport when he landed, and then we just hung out for like 4 days or some shit. Like it was just great. We chilled, got to know each other, hung out.
Yeah, it was cool.
Deeds, I mean, what did we do?
we dodged prostitutes in hotel lobbies. That's what a +1 is for. Is
that was kind of
back when you're being attacked.
That was a little wild there in Vegas. Yeah.
Spatial awareness at all times.
Spatial awareness.
Yeah, but we had a great time. We hung out. Spatial awareness with So we just had a great time. We connected. We checked into a lot of some of the breakout sessions, stuff like that, and we just had our own good time. Hung out with Mike Nichols and the boys, and it was just a good. It was cool to hang out with other window cleaners, and Jason is just a really cool dude.
And I felt
Mike Nichols and I, we had a good experience because we both are we don't really go out, and so I was basically stuck in the hotel, and I was like, man, where am I going to go? I wanted to get some supplies for the week. And sure enough, I run into Mike, who's also trying to avoid all the crowds. And I was like, hey, what you doing? He's like, I'm just trying to, live a quiet life over here. And I said, well, can you take me to Walmart? Because I knew he had a vehicle. So we just went to Walmart, and it was the wildest Walmart, man. It was crazy. There's a dude trying to steal stuff right there, and there's a security guard walking him out, and the people yelling and screaming. I got my stuff, and we got out, and he was like, man, Gabe, I can't have any peace with you around with me. So but we had a good time together. That was good.
Yeah, we ended up seeing Deeds and I, and one morning we kind of hung out with some of the other, big hitters and jerseys, and Steve-O and Sorbo was there. And we had coffee like every morning with somebody different and somebody unique. And it's just kind of like, 4 or 5 days of doing something straight. It feels like you just want to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Mark and I, after the convention, it was like, this sucks, dude. I'm going to have to go home and start my mornings, have my morning coffee without my new homies. Like, this is bullshit. So he was like, well, we can still do it. And I was like, what do you mean? We're just going to sit and have coffee and me and you talk. And at that point in time too, late December and January had just happened, and I had just lost some loved ones. And I was feeling down in the dumps, and Mark had just gone through some health stuff too.
That's right. I remember.
It kind of breaks you down mentally. Yeah. Kind of breaks you down mentally and emotionally. And after having such a great, almost like a high of just being around some good people, it was like, well, we need to keep doing this thing. I mean, we kind of just did.
Yeah.
So I saw your very first episode. I remember you guys kind of just posted it, and I didn't know what to think about it, because most, are just kind of a little more very specific topics. Oh, we're going to talk about how to get more customers. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about this and that. And you guys were just like, hey, man, what's going on? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the convention. We did this and we did that. Was cool. I saw this guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw him too, and it was really relaxed. It was just real, just kind of chill, and just like two friends talking. And, you could tell, obviously, you guys have become a lot more polished since then, and a lot more, it's definitely, you guys have a rapport and a cadence to your guys' interviews now. But even back then, you could see you guys both had chemistry, and so it was enough to kind of keep me watching. And I didn't see all of the first episodes, but then once you guys start having guests on, I think you guys really came alive, and you guys were able to start really sharing. I think you guys had Frank Ray was your first guest, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to be, but his phone was broken, and he didn't understand how to fix it, so his daughter had to get to it. And it was a whole funny workaround, but we slid him in there eventually.
Okay. Who was your first guest?
I think it was Squeegee Tom.
Oh, was it? Nice.
Yeah.
I think it was Squeegee Tom. Props to Squeegee Tom too, who messaged us earlier and said he's not going to be able to tune in today, but I think that was no. He said that was tomorrow, so maybe he is tuning in. I wasn't paying attention in the chat. But
no, I think he did say yeah.
I think Squeegee Tom was our first guest, but a lot of it too. Another guy that I interviewed a while back was Damien, and Damien and I had a real. When I was in Colorado, he and I had almost like an hour-long interview one-on-one that I recorded. Yeah. And I shared that video with Mark, and Mark's like, damn, this is good. There's something there too.
You nailed it.
And it was like, man, we could, and so we kind of parlayed that into building our friendship, but also building a little bit more people and getting them to come in and understand what we were trying to do, and basically continue to be positive, hold each other accountable, and just start your day off on the right foot, man. Go out and go out into the world and spread joy, dude. Don't be a dick.
And I'm glad that you guys still keep the one-on-one between just you guys, you two, where you guys can just chat and not have to worry about talking to a guest, because I think that's a real important part of the Goo and Deeds podcast. Because then you guys talk to the audience. The audience has a chance to really participate a lot more. I think that's really, really important. So I'm glad that you guys just don't do guests all the time. Although I love the interviews, but you get to still have your little conversations and talk about what's going on. I think that's really cool.
When we have guests, I do a lot less talking, so I'm able to say less things to get myself in trouble, which is a good thing.
But
yeah, we've already had some my wives in the chat here, so you've already preceded yourself there, Deeds.
Nice. You know, Gabe, it's awesome. It's awesome that you did that, because we're getting excited for this whole IWCA thing, and we're really excited to have a bunch of our friends going to join us too. But it is I enjoy and I love when we get to have our Goo and Deed shoot the breeze with just me and Mark. Like it's kind of like it's a necessary catch-up thing. You know, like we have to catch up with one another on certain things, because a lot of times during the week, you know, we'll text each other, but it's not the same as a video chat between he and I. And it always just feels great. It always feels great when we're just kind of like, no, there's no pressure on. It's kind of like, it goes back to the roots of the mental health check-in, the like, hey, how's the fam? How's the biz? Is there anything we need to work on? You know what I mean? Like it's more like that.
Yes. Like when Captain Planet gets covered in toxic waste and he's got to crawl out to the sun. And, that's our Mondays, shooting the breeze.
Very
Dude,
cool.
you just got Jake saying something about your perfect one-liners, and as soon as he says that, you drop a Captain Planet.
Right, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he didn't even have to think about it.
Your money, and you don't even know it, bro. Money, and you don't even know it. I love it.
Nope. There's a lot I don't know. I'm married with 3 kids. Help me out here.
That's awesome. So how do you guys pick your guests?
Dude.
Very good question. It's all scientifically done. We have an algorithm that goes and picks people who purchase rainbow Skittles, aluminum foil, and then KY lube jelly, and then it comes to our servers, and we got to have those people. No, it's all pretty much random. People that we see really cool videos of, people that we see in the industry doing cool stuff. People that, like, videos are inspiring or neat or catch our attention real quick. Like, hey, he's doing something or she's doing something really cool. Let's get them on. You know, it's a small industry. Or go ahead.
Yeah, no, and a lot of these people, like Deed's saying too, we've been fortunate enough to meet in person. You know, in the beginning too, we had Sid on from The Huge, which was great to have him on. But at The Huge, we met Chris Eckstein from Freedom Window Cleaner, right? And he told us about this plan that he had and what he was doing for his community. And to be honest, Mark and I, you know, Deeds and I, we want to hear about that kind of stuff because we want to share it. Part of what we do too is we want to be able to share stories and, you know, like the goodness that's going on in our community. Because for a while it felt like there was a bunch of just being spewed, and it feels like right now 2026 is just grooving, baby. You know, it's gonna be good.
I think that's really important, and that's one of the reasons why I think so many people are drawn to you guys, because, well, one, you do talk about window stuff, right? I mean, you do understand the industry. You're in the industry. You guys have connections, obviously, with Zero, WCR, and all of these, and so you guys have insight into what's happening. But at the same time, that's not a source of being overly prideful. That's not a source of being like, hey, look at us, you know, or you're trying to hold yourselves above others. It's like, you're just one of us. And you're like, hey, guys, this is a really cool thing. Let me tell you about it, as a friend would normally tell a friend, you know. And that's why I think your audience is so tight with you guys, because you do keep it positive. You keep it down to earth. And everyone kind of feels like they're in the group with you rather than looking at you from afar, which I think is it's a neat thing that you guys balance, and I appreciate that.
Cool. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate
it. You know what? It is that way, though. Like, seriously, these people that come in to watch our show and communicate with us on a daily basis or 3 times a week basis, we root for them. We want them to win, dude. Like, and like, it's just, we want all of us to succeed. And kind of the goal of it too was to keep each other motivated, so you don't when you go through tough times and you have a winter or a big storm that sucks, and you're out of work for a week or two, you got a place to tune in and chill out. Or like in your circumstance, sorry, Gabe, my dogs are going nuts.
That's all right.
But in my circumstance, like summers suck, right? But if I'm not on the glass and I had something to entertain me or whatever, it keeps me like involved in the community, and it keeps me involved in window cleaning, and I kind of know what's going on. And that was 100%. The other idea behind it is, just to let others get a little shine. A spotlight too is kind of fun.
That's it.
American Window Cleaner magazine did a Friday. They used to do, I don't know if they still do or not, but they used to do a Friday shout out to a small business owner or a person. And I remember how cool it felt when I was chosen. I was like, oh my God, they know me. They know me. I felt so good. Awesome. You know what I mean? It was like, it was just a cool feeling. And I want everybody in our industry to be proud of the work that they do and be prideful of the stuff that you do, and like not boastful. I think you used that term earlier, but take pride in what you do and shout that shit.
That's what I love about you guys is because listen, and whether someone is actually boastful or not is it's not necessarily true. Like I'll give you, for instance, like you talk with Jersey, right? You talk with him in person, nicest guy in the world, but he's a polished speaker, right? So when he gets on his podcast and he's talking, I mean, everything's smooth, everything's just the way it is, and it's very it can be intimidating if you're a window cleaner and you're not as polished, and so you can talk to him and he's professional, man. But that doesn't mean he's not a nice guy or he's not approachable. You talk to him at the convention, he's gonna talk with you and be happy to see you and everything. But you guys have just been able to tap into kind of that everyman persona, which I think is really, really cool, right? And that's why people, they love to hear you guys, because when they hear you talk, it's just like anybody talking. And as someone myself who, I'm on the IWCA board, I've done a lot of things in the industry that's on that professional level. I'm constantly kind of aware of that. I don't want to come across as unapproachable. I don't want to come across as someone you can't talk to. And so I'm constantly working on that and asking people, hey, how did I come across on that? How did I sound? And hopefully I come across as friendly in that way. But definitely I know that there's going to be people who could be better spokesmen than I that are out there. And when I first talked with you, Jason, about that, about, hey, what can you guys do to help the IWCA? That's exactly what I had in mind, because you guys had the audience. And I got to tell you, and I'll mention a little bit later as well, but your promotion of the IWCA and in particular the Elevate convention has been priceless. And that's why I wanted you, even though you're not on the board, even though, you're not involved in the IWCA in that way, your positive portrayal of what the convention can do for you, and you guys both sharing your experience night and day now, whereas before I felt like we had to battle to kind of win hearts, right? And convince people, no, you guys got to come. And they're like, oh, it's expensive. Why would we come? And we're having to sell. It was like such a difficult thing to sometimes sell to people. With you guys expressing what you've learned and how you benefited from it and what the positive things can come, people who've never heard of the IWC are like, man, I wish I could come this year. And they're excited. Now they're going to plan to come next year. That is cool. All thanks to you both. And I just genuinely wanted to have you on here to thank you for that. Cause that's something that, as me, since I've been on the board for 3 years, that's all I've been working on. Literally, I told them when they interviewed me, they said, what do you want to work on? I said, I want to work on branding. The IWCA has a branding problem. And right now people either don't know about us or they don't think that we're necessary, that we're an important part. And we need to change that. We need to help people see the value of the IWCA. And here I'm working hard on that. And in like less than a year, you guys did it. So that is really, really special. And we need to make sure you guys understand how much we appreciate that. We don't take that lightly or take it for granted. So thank you for being willing to be honest in your discussion of the IWCA and help make it more available to those who maybe had not heard of us before. So anyways, that's my speech for right now. Yeah.
Window cleaners are people too,
Yes.
If you smear it, does it not smudge?
Yep, for sure.
Well, and what's funny is we really wanted to do something with you guys, but it needed to be true.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, like we didn't. It was all we did was tell you really how it affected our our growth and our friendship, and that's exactly what it was. But also these conventions in general, it's not just the IWCA, it's some of these other ones too. It's like, go out and meet people, man. Like, we're in an industry where a lot of times we get bogged down as either the majority of us are single or small business owners, right? Within 5 to 10 employees, or just 1 or 2, yourself and someone else or whatever. And it can get lonely, man. And sometimes you don't want to
100%.
talk to people in your area because they're either jerks, or they find you as competitors, or you just don't jive, right? But there's someone out there that is going through the same crap that you're going through. And it's like, if maybe you'll find somebody like that at one of these conventions. And it's, I think it's a great place to network, to meet people. And every time I go to one of these things, I take something different and unique back. My first huge, I brought my wife, and I had a great conversation. My wife. And I had a great conversation with Jersey. The second year I went and I met all the fellas, and I bought a new Pure system. And then I think I was doing like interviewing people with glasses. And that's where Mark and I first met. And then last year we went and we had already been doing the show for about 6 months. And it was like, people knew us this time. Instead of me trying to track down cats, like it was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes you, we're extremely grateful that people still tune in and join us. You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's 2 guys having some coffee and just hanging out, and
for sure.
That's pretty much it.
Now, what do you guys have something going on with stickers at the convention, right? Could you share a little bit about that? Maybe we can get some people to join you guys.
Heck yeah, Deeds.
Oh, all right. We're basically doing a networking coffee with Go and Deeds sticker exchange. So we've all got buckets. We got 1 buckets, 2 buckets, Nantuckets. We're gonna ask everybody to show up. Just bring some, if you've got business stickers, whatever, bring them with you. If you've got cool stickers to exchange, or you just want to collect some. We've got a bunch of WCR Zero, Maker, some other brands that are donating stickers and stuff. So we're going to be doing coffee and donuts. So we're going to have sponsored coffee and donuts for any window cleaner before the event kicks off at 9, or 8. So we'll have coffee somewhere in the DoubleTree around 7 o'clock or so on Thursday.
Awesome. Thursday. Okay, so guys, if you're going to be at the IWC convention, I should say the Elevate convention, Thursday morning, make sure you stop in, see Go and Deeds in person. Swap some stickers, make some friends, have some coffee.
It's a great place to do it, man. It's a great place to do it. Everybody's on their game. They're fine. They're getting up. They're getting their coffee in. It's like the calm before the storm.
Waking up from last night.
Yep, the stickers are getting off the charts. I know Sean Hart's bringing some funky stuff. We have a couple of different personalized stickers that are coming in. And, actually, I just got a set of mine. Deeds, did you get yours today?
They are arriving at some point. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we got some. I saw Corey Klimas has some. Man, his are outstanding.
His are funny, dude. He's always got great stickers. Yeah.
But he just made some more. Even like, he's a nut. I love that dude.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
well, speaking of Corey Klimas, he's going to get to give your award speech. Yeah. So in case anybody didn't know by now. Jason has been nominated for the he won the Window Cleaner of the Year award for the IWCA, sponsored by Unger, and I know that's been a real special thing for you, Jason. Would you just mind sharing a little bit about the kind of what it meant to you and how you heard about it and all the fun stuff that comes around that? So
I didn't even really know, this is horrible, but I didn't really know it existed until like 2 months ago.
Right.
And I don't know how I didn't know, but I don't know. But the thing is it does, and it's pretty rad. And some of the people that were nominated are great people and doing a lot for their communities. And just to be lumped in with those people is really awesome. And it's super crazy to think that I actually won. And like, I don't like 2025 was the most insane year for me as a dad, as a business owner, as a, just everything. I told you earlier, I started off with some, deaths in the family and loved ones. And then Mark and I met and like, at the convention. And then the convention was like, you're on cloud 9 sometimes when you leave those things. You feel like you can tackle anything business wise. And then that just carried over for a hot minute. And then I pitched this idea to Chris and Alex, the Lambrinitas from WCR, about traveling the country and meeting window cleaners. And those cats were all about it. So I flew out to New York. I did some promo stuff with them. And then I traveled down the coast and I stopped in different cities and met people and passed out gear. And it was just like, it was magical. I don't know if and when I'll ever have another opportunity to drive like around the country like that. And for those dudes to help me out and get that done. And then just to allow me to share and spread joy by giving people free gear. It's even greater, man. And
for sure.
At one spot I was at Kansas City, Olathe, Kansas, Olathe, however you say it. Kansas, Olathe, Kansas City, like on the Missouri, Kansas border. And I was at Heart of America, and their window cleaning crew up there, they had like 30 something employees, 27 employees. And I watched them tackle 3 different jobs. They had guys that at each one, 2 of them were massive hotel properties and one was a children's hospital. And to be able to see, so there were 3 properties, but 5 different techniques being done all in the same day. So I was blown away. And it was the way that I wrapped up my trip, and it put like this. And Gary, one of the owners of Heart of America window cleaning, rented this ice cream truck. So like at the end of the day, everybody's like getting their ice cream on, and I'm over there passing out free gear. And it was like, God bless America, all is good. You know what I mean? Like it just, it was just like the coolest thing, man. And you asked me about the award. That's how this question started, right? But it goes to all, like, none of that would have been possible if it's not for all these people that opened up their homes to me, that allowed me to go on these jobs with them. Mark and his wife, Kylie, fucking doing this deal with me for a year. Like, I'm still just a dumbass residential window cleaner in Arizona. You know what I mean? But it's cool to know that I have some friends and some loved ones that support. And 2025 was really an amazing year. And I'll be forever grateful for everyone that was a part of it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I told you, man, it's just the start. This is just the start. So you got a lot more ahead of you. And I think you hit it on the head when you talked about how much Deeds and his wife Kylie help with that. You guys are just a perfect pairing, and you guys feed off of each other in the right way. And Kylie, if other people don't appreciate, as someone who has his own podcast and has to do his own marketing, you do awesome. And I wish I had someone like you working with me to do all that, because it's a lot of work and you do an excellent job. So thank you so much for helping them out like that.
She appreciates any thumbs up she can. She does phenomenal work. Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah,
she really awesome, does. She really does. Well, if you haven't told yet, this MiniPod is going to go over time, just because these are 2 great guys, and they're also professional talkers here. So it can't help but go when the stories are good. But I do want to say just real quick. So I originally, when you won the award, Jason, I wanted to do the announcing. I wanted to give it to you. And I had no idea there was a rule about that, because like I mentioned in yesterday's podcast, I was asked to announce for Corey, but that's because I didn't know the other window cleaner of the year from the previous year wasn't going to be there. So he couldn't give it. So they asked me to do it. Awesome privilege. Just happy to do it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get to do it for Jason. Now it's going to be awesome. And then found out actually the previous one. So Corey is actually going to get to do it. So we want to follow the rules there. But this is my podcast. I make up the rules here.
Listen to you, Gabe.
So in my podcast, I can present an award to whoever I want. So
that's
I'm going to present your award. I'm going to give you the speech that I would have given. And we're going to hold on. Where's my? Let me get fancy here. All right, hold on. Let me
make it professional.
button in. Yeah. So hold on, make this look right. Okay. So all the music comes. Okay, it's time to present the award. Okay, so this year, the Window Cleaner of the Year award goes to Jason Gulick. Now, I hadn't known Jason but for a while, and he's just such a great guy. But I really got to appreciate him as a writer of the American Window Cleaner magazine. He wrote an article where he was very candid about his sobriety and mental health. And that is something that is often unspoken about, especially in our industry, because a lot of people are very prideful. They're also very private, and they're not open to sharing about their weaknesses and the challenges that they face. But Jason in the article really touched the heart of a lot of people by being vulnerable, sharing the battle that he had, and also talking about how he was able to overcome that. And when I read that article, I had a great appreciation for the type of person that he is. Then I met him in person at the Vegas IWCA convention, and we just had brief interactions, but right away I could see that he was an authentic person, that he wasn't someone who just put on airs on one and acted differently in another. He was who he was, and that genuineness came out from him, and it came out from his heart. About that time, I started watching the brand new Goo and Deeds podcast, and right away, I could see that same authenticity come out. And the interaction between Goo and Deeds, it just was electric. And over time, as they've perfected their craft, it's now become the juggernaut that it is, the podcast that people want to watch in the morning, want to start their day. And as a podcaster, I'm envious of that, and I appreciate all the hard work that has gone into that. But more importantly, it's just them being them, and that's why it's been special. So please never stop being yourself. Now, when we had conversations, I told you when we talked about why I liked you and why I was drawn to you, and I said because I'm drawn to people who enjoy the planting, not just the picking. And what that means, what I meant by that is there's people who won't do something unless they can see immediate results. But there's also people who enjoy just planting seeds and seeing where it goes. And maybe you benefit from it, but maybe somebody else benefits from it and you never even see the fruitage of that work. You're that type of person. You're not afraid to let other people benefit from your hard work, and you don't have to take the credit for it. That's not something that you need to do. So I appreciate that. And as I mentioned earlier before, your support of the IWCA in promoting the convention and promoting the mission that we have to help window cleaners become better window cleaners, better business people, help to support their family and help to be safe so they can return home to the family. You've done that. And because of that, Jason, you win the Window Cleaner of the Year award. Of course, I don't actually have the Window Cleaner award. So in its place, I have Luis Gonzalez. It's Luis Gonzalez, yeah, but it's that year. It's that year.
Nice.
So
I have the Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson one.
Nice. We got to put them together, man. Take a picture. Yeah. All right. But because I also make the rules, guess what? I get to have sub window cleaners of the year. So I give the next award to Mark Deeds Klodzinski.
Yeah.
Deeds, you are a perfect partner.
Oh, cool.
And you make the podcast work. You're coming in there with your non sequiturs, with your zingers, with your one-liners. You'll break up kind of maybe a little tense conversation and make it light and help us to remember that we're just all friends talking. And it's because of your dynamic and your creativity with the costumes and with the jokes and with all the stuff that you do. Man, you give the podcast the personality that it is. So for you, I give you this little Roblox thing that my daughter gave me. I don't know where she got it, but she gave it to me. So this is for you. And
excellent.
We also don't want to miss out with Kylie. As I mentioned earlier, all her hard work behind the scenes, never asks for credit, works hard, make sure she promotes your podcast the way it should. She does an awesome job. So she gets the second one, which is a little kitty cat. So
excellent.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate it. We'll take that for you next week.
Oh, dude, outstanding.
And unfortunately, won't be able to hear your acceptance speech, but if you go to the IWC convention, you'll get to hear it over there. Yeah. And I look forward to hearing that then. So anyways, I got to give it. So I'm glad that
that's
Corey couldn't
all in the heart. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we appreciate you so much as well. And you mentioned something about our chemistry and the way we relay information and whatnot. Gabe, I'm a huge fan of yours. The way you prepared, the way that you I was actually texting somebody about this yesterday.
It's the way that you prepare, the way you relay the information, you set up questions for the guests so that they can give you the perfect answer. So I too am a big fan of yours. We're not journalists, we're not broadcasters, we don't have degrees in this kind of stuff.
Definitely.
But we can also be fans of one another and appreciate the work that someone puts in to do this stuff. I know how you prepare, so I'm a huge fan. And awesome. we just, like I said, we want to support the guys and gals that we're fans of, and we're always here for you, man. We appreciate you.
Okay.
No, I thank you guys, and like I said, I appreciate that we're not competitors, that we're not trying to steal the spotlight from each other or trying to upstage each other. We both have the same mission: help window cleaners be better window cleaners, and just help them to overcome their challenges that they have. And for me, anybody who does that is on my side, and I want them to succeed. So you guys definitely fall into that category. And Squeegee U is set up to help people, of course, in a commercial way. But that doesn't mean that other people can't get help from a lot of different means that are out there. So you guys are definitely some that lift the spirits of the people in the industry. And I hope you guys keep doing this forever, man. Keep working hard and keeping that mission and keep it at the forefront. And I know good things are going to come.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, you just kind of mentioned something. I wanted to say, if anybody does need somebody to talk, there's tough shits going on. You can always reach out to Mark or myself. It's seasonal. It's not fun in the Northeast sometimes. I know some guys and gals have been getting snowed in a bunch and they're just getting stressed out. And, sometimes it's just, that's how you feel. But you don't want to tell your spouse, or you don't want to tell, you don't want to bitch at your employees or whatever. You're just stressed out. If you need somebody to talk to, you need somebody to holler at your boy, me, or Deeds, like whatever you need,
100%.
We just want everybody to just know that they got a safe space to chat if they need it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, we are going to close up shop now. We went 15 minutes past our promised time, but it was worth it. And I'm glad that I had you guys as the last guest of this week. Anything else you want to share besides your stickers and coffee networking event?
No, we just look forward to seeing everybody at the IWCA. It's going to be an awesome event, or at the Elevate conference. Just check us out Thursday morning. We'll be doing coffee and donuts.
Yeah, awesome. I want to say something real quick too again. So I did this whole tank top thing. So everybody, I was out in the sun outside earlier, smoking a cigar, ready to celebrate like we're going on vacation, but it didn't work out. So I don't normally just hang out in a tank top in my house and just chill out. That's one thing. Yes, I do. Maybe I do. Second thing, tomorrow, check us out on Doing Deeds. We got Damian Schreckengoss and Mark Tanner coming in.
Awesome.
I'm hoping that we can get Tanner to show us the skid mark. I'm not sure it's going to be, not sure how it's going to go down, but we're going to have those two dudes on. Mark obviously knows everything about it. Damian recently got one. So to be able to pick those dudes' brains and talk to two of the nice guys, smart guys.
I imagine they're going to have the skid mark at the convention, right?
They will.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, from the pictures, it is smooth. So it is really cool.
So I got now that we mentioned it, I got to call Tanner real quick and see if we can get him to bring that on, because for those people who can't see it live, at least seeing it in like through the video phone or whatever, however he wants to do it. Hopefully we can make it happen. So check us out tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern, in Pro Window Cleaning. Shout out again to Window Cleaning Nation though for hosting this, and to you, Gabe, for having us in.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us, man. Really, like I said, I just really appreciate what you do. I'll just share a little bit about what Squeegee is doing at the convention. So first of all, we are going to have a booth. AJ Bodick, who's one of our Squeegee consultants, really solid guy. He's going to be manning the booth along with me when I have a chance. It is a working convention for me since I'm on the board. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be sitting in on the residential and high-rise panel. I'm going to be teaching a class, which is etiquette and customer service in the home. It's one of those classes that I know people come in kind of skeptical, and when they leave, people are just like, man, that was so good. There was a ton of stuff I just never thought of when I go into a customer's house. So if you're there, please take my class. I think you're going to really enjoy and benefit from it. And then lastly, I'm going to be teaching the Ettore Tips and Tricks class. This is a really fun class. It's one that We're now given the red. It was very basic for a long time, very just minimal, and now we're going to do some other fun things in there for those who are experienced window cleaners, and we're going to give you guys a chance to share some of your tips and tricks as well if you want to get in there. So it's going to be a fun convention, and of course we have the banquet, which I'm looking forward to spending time with people here. But and then I can't forget, we do have a giveaway. Let me see if I can pull up the mark here. I can't find it here. I had it up and then it went away. Oh, that's why. I know why. Because it's in that one. Okay, very cool. So we do have a giveaway at the booth. So if you come to the booth and you sign a raffle ticket, we're going to be raffling off a Tucker Junior Hybrid pole and also a Tucky Mini Scrubber. So those are going to be to anybody, and anyone who shows up can enter to win that. But if you buy a module or two, we have giveaways. We're going to have hats like this. We're going to have a new T-shirt that we made up. I'm really excited for it. And we're going to have those as giveaways for people who make purchases. And we might even have some, if we have some left over, I might just give them away to some people who I like. So if you're around, you might get one for free. But I'm really excited. Squeegee U is starting to take off. We are starting to get more requests for our consultant services. I'm doing some in-person training. I'm going to be doing some in-person training in Orlando after the convention's done, and then I'm going to be going to Atlanta in March, right? And then to have a week back home and then go out again. Damn. That's what I want to do, man. I love teaching people. I love training people who want to do a good job cleaning windows. And our system, it works. It works, and you can get people competent really quick. So excited to do more about that. Anyways, we're way over time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for hanging in there, everybody who's listening. I didn't get a chance to go down the list just because we had so many good things to talk about here. But I know Kylie was in there, of course. Jessica Battle, as always. Jake Van Orden. We had John Magdos, Juan Carlos Solanes, Charles D. Smith, Chris Eckstein. Hey, congrats on your window clean cover, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. Really great cover for you. Yeah, happy for you. Well deserved. Also, Mason Hembry. He's in here. He said something really funny. He says, funny story, but Damien thought I was a cop or an attorney when I first called him on the phone. I was like, Mason does look like a cop, if you don't know.
All right, man. He brought the
cop. All right, guys. Well, we gotta close up shop. Thank you so much for coming on.
Man. Enjoy your day, guys.
And we're not going to have a Squeegee podcast next week because that is a working week. I am not going to have a single second to myself. But the next one will be a recap of the convention, so we'll fill in on everything. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you later.
Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.